invite you to take a good sitting position. Press your sit bones into the floor and sit tall. If you wish, bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes and turn in and drop into yourself. Be with your breath. And to ground and center ourselves this evening, we'll open with 3 ohms. Exhale, inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Open your eyes, release your hands. So word of the day this evening is tapestry. We all know tapestry is made up of many different coloured threads, and each thread on its own is very beautiful, but you don't see the bigger picture until all the threads come together in a certain pattern, a certain way, to produce a tapestry. So something that comes to mind would be the Bayeux tapestry. It's this wonderful long tapestry, and must have taken years of work by embroiderers and so on. So what's that got to do with yoga? In yoga we work with all the different elements. So there's the pranayamas, there's the breathing, and there's the asana, which is the movement that enables us to get our body nice and strong and supple and open to expanding. And then they come together then to enable us to drop into that other part of us in meditation. Because if we're not able to sit still and your body is not strong enough or healthy enough to sit still in meditation, meditation becomes an uncomfortable and impossible exercise. So to meditate easily without effortless meditation, you've got to bring the threads of the tapestry together, and from that comes a place of quietness, of calmness and of peace. So let's work on creating our own tapestry, each and every one of us, our own individual beautiful tapestry this evening. And we'll start off by doing a little bit of breathing. So take the first 2 fingers of your right hand, place them between your eyebrows, bring your thumb to your right nostril and your ring finger to your left nostril. But for now, just leave your ring finger down. Exhale completely. And inhale, and focus on the inhale of your breath on a point between your eyebrows. Close your left nostril and open your right nostril and breathe out. Breathe back in right. Close, breathe out left. Breathe in left. Close, breathe out right. Breathe in right. Close, breathe out left. And return to normal breathing. And already, even in that short breathing exercises, we can feel ourselves coming down, slowing, dropping, divorcing ourselves from our mind and moving into our bodies. Now this time we're going to try it. We're going to do 3 rounds of it. But what we're going to do is hold the breath as we breathe in for the count of 2. As we breathe out, we hold it at the end of the breath for the count of 2. Or if 2 is too much for you, just for a beat of a count, or if you want to expand it yourself. So we'll do 3 rounds of this. So take your fingers to between your eyebrows, cover your right nostril. Exhale completely. Inhale. And hold it in for the count of 2. Cover your left nostril, breathe out for the count of 2. Hold it out. Breathe in for the count of 2. off your right nostril and hold it in. Breathe out for the count of 2. Hold it out. Breathe in for the count of 2. Close it off. Hold it. Breathe out for 2. Hold out. Breathe in for 2. Hold it in. Close your right nostril. Breathe out for the count of 2. Hold it out. Last round. Breathe in for the count of 2. Hold. Out. Hold out. In. Hold in. And out through the left. Release your hand, hold out. And return to normal breathing. So that's a breath that not only calms us, brings us down, but completely focuses our attention. So moving on into the next bit of the practice, we'll come into down dog. Go onto your hands and knees. Turn your toes under and lift your hips up. Separate your fingers as wide as you can. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Parallel your index fingers. Engage your core. Press the backs of your knees away from you. Externally rotate your upper arms. Look at a point between your fingers. Melt your heart. Walk hands to feet, come into forward fold. Line up fingernails with toenails. Allow your head to drop, keeping a slight bend in your knees. Float your hips over your ankles. Inhale, press down, stand up, come into mountain. Root down equally, both feet into the floor. Squeeze your inner legs together. Tighten your glutes, engage your core. Stretch your sides of your body long. Stretch your arms down, stretch your fingers down. Move ears back. Inhale your arms up, clasp your hands together, interlace your fingers, turn your palms up towards the ceiling, press your knuckles up towards the ceiling, look up, elbows over shoulders. Release your arms, bend your knees, come back into full forward fold. Step back into plank, float your shoulders over your wrists. And again, if you have wrist problems going on or shoulders, you can do this on your knees or on your elbows. towards the floor, arms by your sides, turn your palms up, squeeze your heels together, flare your toes, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Squeeze your inner legs together, tighten your glutes. Moving back into down dog lunge. So lift your hips high and step your right foot forward. Hands shoulder width apart. Walk them forward, allow your head to drop. Lift your back heel up to vertical. Weaving all the elements of the tapestry together, paying attention to your breathing and the detailed movements of your body. And switch feet, front foot back, back foot forward. Noticing the sensations in your body. And step your front foot back and lower to the floor and come into locust 2. Lift arms and legs off the floor, squeeze legs together, turn thumbs up, bring thumbs closer together, tighten your glutes. Make your way back into revolve lunge through down dog. Step your right foot forward. Take your weight on your left hand. Lift your right arm high to the sky, elbow over shoulder. Look up. Lower your hand and switch feet. Front foot back, back foot forward. Lift your left arm up. Lower your hands, step your feet together and walk to the back of your mat. Moving into high lunge, place your hands on your hips. Also adjust this slightly. Step your right foot forward, bend your front knee, sink down, stretch your front knee away from your back heel, torso upright, squeeze your elbows back, look up. And then pivot to the back of the mat, all the way around. Bend your front knee, sink down, lift your back heel up to vertical, torso upright, elbows squeeze towards each other, lift your gaze. Press down, stand up and pivot, and step your feet together And coming into elevated thunderbolt. So kneel down, inner heels together, turn your toes under, torso upright, hands to your heart, gaze straight ahead. Lower your hands and make your way into 8 angle pose. Walk your knees back, bend your elbows, lower your chest to the floor, your chin to the floor. Turn your toes under, lift your hips up. Forearms vertical, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Stretch your legs out and place your elbows on the floor, clasp your hands together, squeeze your heels together, top of your feet on the floor, press your elbows down and lift your torso up as high as you can without poking your chin. Down dog. Walk feet to hands, come into forward fold, line up fingernails with toenails, allow your head to drop. Bend your knees, inhale, stand up, walk to the back of your mat. Moving into high lunge. Step forward with your right foot. Lift your back heel up to vertical, torso upright, arms shoulder width apart, point palms towards each other. Lower your arms, pivot to the back of the mat. Lift your arms up again, look up. And release your arms, step your feet together. Moving into mountain pose. Hands by your side, close your eyes, turn in. Moving into tree pose. Shift your weight onto your left foot and lift your right foot and place it either against your ankle, your shin or your upper inner thigh. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Stand tall. Lift your gaze. and switch to the other side. Squaring towards the front of your mat. And release. Stepping into extended side angle, step your feet wide apart, turn your right foot out, bend your right knee, and place your elbow on your right knee, lift your left arm over the top of your ear, and look up. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Make sure your front knee isn't duking in, line it up with the root of your second toe. Stretch your fingertips. Inhale, press down, stand up and switch to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out, bend your left knee, place your elbow and lift your top arm over. Release. From here, moving into Trikonasana. If you use a block, take your block and place it on the little toe side of your front foot. Inhale your arms up, hands in line with shoulders. Look out over your right hand arm, then reach forward and place your hand either on your back of your shin or on the floor or on a block. Top arm, elbow over shoulder, or place your top hand on your hip if your shoulder is bothering you. Inhale, press down, stand up and switch to the other side. Pivot your right foot in, turn your left foot out. Inhale your arms up and then lean forward and place your hand where it's comfortable for you. Press your back foot down, engage your quad, roll that right hip back. Press down, stand up, switch again, moving into warrior two, right foot out. Inhale your arms up, hands in line with shoulders, bend your right knee, line up your front knee so it tracks with the root of your second toe. Look out over your right hand arm, but don't lean over your front knee. And then if it's available for you, sink down even more. Press down, stand up and switch to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out, bend your knee, sink down. Press down, stand up. I'm moving into half moon. If you'd like to take a block, Place it towards the right hand corner of your mat. Standing 2/3 the way back, lift your right arm up, step forward with your right leg, bend your right knee, lean forward, place your hand on the block. At the same time, lift your back leg out behind you. Turn the outside edge of your back foot up towards the ceiling. Lift your top arm up to vertical. Walk your eyes along the floor and gaze out in front. Engage your quads on both legs. Then lower your leg and stand up and switch your block. Moving to the back of your mat again, left arm up by your ear, step forward to your left foot, lean forward, place your hand on the block, lift your top arm up to vertical. Lift your back leg out behind you, turn the outside edge of your back foot up towards the ceiling. Release. From here, move into power pose. Lift your arms overhead, hands shoulder width apart, point palms in, feet together, knees together, bend your knees, lower your hips, back straight, engage your core. Slightly round your lower back, and then sit back a little bit and visualize your tailbone going towards the floor. Press down, stand up, and moving into warrior 3 with blocks. Place your blocks at the end of the mat at a height that's appropriate for you, or use 2 books. Inhale your arms up, step forward with your right leg, bend your right knee, lean forward, place your hands on the blocks, stretch your left leg out behind you, flex and point it, straighten, strengthen the standing leg, point your back knee at the floor. Stand up, walk to the back of the mat, inhale your arms up, step forward with your left leg, bend your knee, lean forward, place your hands on the blocks, lift your back leg up behind you. Make sure you have a nice space between your hands and your foot on the floor so you can stretch your back out. Release and make a way into revolve trikonasana. Standing towards the back of the mat, step forward with your right foot, square towards the front of the mat, lift your left arm up. Inhale, exhale, place your hand on the block, and then lift your right arm up to vertical, or keep your right hand on your hip. Squeeze your back hip, front inner thigh towards each other. Inhale, press down, stand up and switch sides. Front foot back, back foot forward, front foot back. Switch your block, lift your right arm up, cross your body and place it on the outside of your front foot. Lift your top arm up to vertical. Lower your hand and make your way onto your hands and knees, and moving into a forearm lunge. Step your right foot forward and lower your elbows either onto blocks or onto the floor. Clasp your hands together. Both elbows should be at the same height. Stretch your back leg out behind you. Flare your toes, your back foot. Front shin, front foot firmly planted on the floor. It's okay if your right knee jukes out to the side. And switch feet. Front foot back, back foot forward, lower down onto your elbows. Make our way into a revolve twist. Come up onto your hands and take your weight onto your right hand and lift your left hand high to the sky. And switch feet again. Front foot forward or right foot forward, weight onto your left hand and lift your right arm up. Lower all the way onto your belly, moving into cobra pose. Forearms vertical. Squeeze your elbows towards each other, tops of your feet on the floor. Coming through the gateway of your arms, lift your head and chest off the floor, up into cobra. Squeeze your inner legs together, tighten your glutes. Moving into side plank, move through down dog, feet together, pivot your ankles to the right, but in this case lift your left foot halfway up the front of your mat and lift your top arm up to vertical, and then press the sole of the right foot as if to put it fully on the floor. That lifts your hips up, top elbow over shoulder, look up, engage your biceps. And switch through down dog, over onto the other side. Pivot to the left Lift your right foot halfway up the front of your mat. Lift your top arm up to vertical. Come back into down dog. And just feel how good that feels. And what colour is your tapestry? Visualize the colours. Or if you're of a musical bent, what does the music sound like in your head of the score that you are creating? And feel it in your body. And come and make your way into archer pose. Stretch your left leg out. Catch your right foot with both hands. And lift your right foot so that your shin is parallel to the ceiling. And draw the knee back behind you and sit tall. Press the back of the left thigh into the floor. And then clasp the outside edge of your right foot with your right hand and take your weight on your left hand slightly behind you and stretch your right leg out. Push through the heel, draw your toes back, engage your quad, lift your chest, look up. And you're allowed to smile. And switch to the other side, stretch your right leg out and clasp your left foot with both hands, sitting tall. Draw the knee back, shin parallel to the ceiling, press the back of the right thigh into the floor. And then again, clasp the outside edge of your left foot with your left hand. Take your weight on your right hand. Push through your heel, draw your toes back, engage your quad. Look up. And release that. And moving into, you guessed it, our favourite pose, cosmic abs. So bend your knee, place your heels in front of your hips, and shift your weight onto your right hip and start to bicycle your feet up and down, your arms out to the left. And count 5 and really move the upper body, really move the legs. Stretch your legs out as far as you can, bring your knees back in as close as you can. And then switch over. And switch. And switch. Last one. And release. And of course, cosmic abs is nearly always followed by leg lifts. So come and lie on your back, bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest, clasp your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, Bring your elbows into the side of your face. Inhale, stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, bring them back up and touch them off your knees. And if you have a sore back, do it one leg at a time or do it with knees bent. And see if you can do 2 sets of 5. Making that your last one. Moving into bridge pose. Come and lie on your back, bend your knees, place your heels in front of your hips, and then press down with both feet into the floor, lift the hips up, walk your arms towards each other, clasp your hands together. Make sure your toes are pointing straight towards the short end of your mat, tighten your glutes, lift your hips even higher. Knowing that every stitch and every thread in this tapestry counts. And the repetition over and over and over again brings its own rewards. And lower your vertebrae down, your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Moving into thread the needle. Lift your right foot and bring the outside edge of it on top of your left knee. Stay here, more doable, more difficult. Lift your knee off the floor, your foot off the floor, bring it into your chest. Make both feet active, press your lower back into the floor. Return to your breath. Lower that left foot to the floor and switch feet. Draw your right knee in, push through both heels, make both feet active again. Press your lower back into the floor. And release, and from here we'll make our way into child's pose. Come onto your knees, sit back on your heels, more doable, knees wide apart but heels together, more difficult, knees together. Stretch your arms out, invite your head to come to the floor, on every inhalation stretching forward, on every exhalation sinking down. Walk our hands around to the left. Keeping your hands shoulder width apart. And hands around to the right. And come and sit up on your right hip with your knees bent to and feet out to the left. And see if you can place your left foot so it bisects the arch of the right foot, and then place your right hand on the top knee, the left knee, place the other hand behind you. Draw your left shoulder back, your left ribs back, but look over your front shoulder and sit tall. Switch to the other side. Come and sit in bound angle pose, so bring the soles of your feet together, holding onto the ankles, draw your heels back closer to you, and again sitting tall. You might want to sit up on a block or a cushion here at this point, and then opening the top of your feet like a book. You know, actually I'm going to sit up on a block, it's just easier. And then pressing the soles of your feet towards each other. Notice the sensations in your body. And then moving into head to knee pose or Janu Shirshasana, stretch your right leg out and turn out over your right leg, lift your arms up, and if you might like to use a strap here either, just loop it over the sole of your foot, and then either just reach for your leg or your ankle or your foot, just depending on where you are on that. Engage your quad, inhale, stretch forward, exhale, sink down, soften your elbows. Inhale back up and switch over onto the other side. Bend your right knee in, stretch your left leg out, turn out over the left leg, lift the arms up, and again reaching wherever is available for you. Inhale back to the centre, and now stretch both legs wide apart and push through your heels, press the back of your thighs into the floor and lean forward and either place your elbows on the floor or place them on blocks, and again both elbows at the same height. Press the backs of your thighs into the floor, push through your heels, hinging forward. Inhale back to centre. Moving into fish pose. Bend your right knee, bring your heel into your hip and cross your left leg over your right knee. You can have the bottom leg stretched out in front of you if you wish. Place your left hand on the floor behind you. Lift your right arm up by your ear. Cross your body. Bring the outside of your elbow to the outside of your knee. Press elbow into knee, knee into elbow. And draw your left shoulder back, your left ribs back, and look behind you. Sit tall. And back to centre. And switch over onto the other side. Right foot on the floor, right hand on the floor. Lift your left arm up, cross your body, press elbow into knee, knee into elbow. Draw right shoulder back, right ribs back, look back behind you. Moving into double diamond, come line your backs, bend your knees, place your heels in front of your hips and allow your knees to come down to one side. Make goalposts of your arms by bending your elbows, backs of your hands on the floor, backs of your forearms, elbows on the floor, and look away from your knees. And just allow gravity to do its thing. And just check and see if you're holding any muscles anywhere in your body. And on the other side, and allow your knees to come down and look away. And bring both knees into your chest and give yourself the most delicious, comforting hug. Imagine your lovely tapestry of a blanket around you that you've woven for yourself, and invite in love in whatever way it occurs to you. Love of a partner, love of a parent, love of somebody that's probably passed, maybe passed, and just allow that to wash over you. It's time now to make your way into relaxation, so stretch your arms out, stretch legs out, and make yourself as comfortable as you need to be. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Softly relaxing into the earth. Receive your breath. Quiet friend who has come so far, by Rilke. quiet friend who has come so far. Feel how your breathing makes more space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower and you the bell as you ring. What batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into the change. What's it like, such intensity of pain? If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses, the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. To the rushing water, speak, I am. Begin to deepen your breathing. Start to awaken your body by moving your hands, your feet, or you can stay here. And if you wish, bend your knees, roll to one side, and make your way to sitting. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart one last time. To honour ourselves, each other, and the tapestry of our lives, we close with one O. Exhale, inhale. Thanks for practicing, thanks for coming to practice, and as usual, if you like this practice, do like, share or subscribe to me on YouTube. See you on the mat.